And welcome to Mob Talk Radio. Now, for those of you that are sitting in here right now, we are going to be live, but I wanted to sort of do this part of the show a little bit early. And the reason why is because I don't want to be talking about an indictment while trying to look at the chat. It just throws everything off. And so I thought we would just start by doing it this way. And then this will only be about a half an hour or so. And then what we will do is come right back in and talk about everything. Now, the first thing that we do need to talk about is something that we broke originally probably about a month ago. And that is Anthony Center, as you see on your screen now. We were the first to break that Anthony Center could possibly be getting out of prison. And at the time that this was going on, I wasn't really sure what the specifications were. I thought maybe it had something to do with maybe guidelines, but when you never have the complete facts, you really can't come out and say a whole lot. In fact, and I can show proof if people want to know, Jerry Capisci reached out to me about a month ago after I put my stuff out and asked me if I knew anything about it. And I said I really didn't, and that maybe he had more sources than me. That was the only thing I kind of heard about it. And then obviously, Jerry Capisci did some digging. And what Jerry was able to ascertain, which is not surprising to me in any stretch of the imagination, is that Anthony Center will be paroled in June. He's scheduled to be released in June. Now, whether they let him out, a couple of months early to do house arrest, I'm not really sure. Just to be honest with you about that. However, he's getting out as a result of sentencing guidelines. And we've seen this before. We've seen this before in a lot of different cases. Guys get sentenced in a certain time period and then they pass new laws. And sometimes the judge will sentence defendants on those new laws. And it looks like Anthony Center was a victim of that. And it looks like a new judge looked at it and says, yeah, absolutely, he needs to be paroled because he was sentenced under old federal guidelines. He was sentenced under newer federal guidelines when he should have been sentenced with a certain set of federal guidelines which existed at the time of his conviction. That is why he is getting out. He's 68 years old. Now, what this means as far as Joey Testa getting out, from what I understand, Joey Testa got in a little bit of hot water his early days in prison. So I'm not specifically 100% sure if Joey Testa is getting out because if you go to the BOP right now, it still says life without. So I don't know if that is going to have like a cavalcade or what's the word I'm looking for? A cascading effect with Henry Borelli and some of these other guys. And there's going to be those that are going to make statements about the morality issue here. Convicted of 10 murders, an infamous member of the DeMeo crew, and what have you. And you would be right in that sort of assertion of should somebody get out who's committed that many crimes. And the first thing I'll say to you is Sammy Gravano, 19 murders, even though there were murder conspiracies, okay, it's going to be a moral question for a lot of people. And I've said on my show before, and I'll say it again, if you have more than 3 bodies, there's a problem. And I'm sure that there is going to be a lot of people that are going to go after the judge that's releasing him saying, how could you do this? He killed 10 people, blah, blah, blah. But the problem is you can't make that argument because Gravano has 19 associated with his record, even though we know for a fact he only murdered 3 people with his own hand. 3, 10 doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But this is just the situation that is going on. So I don't know specifically if he's going to get out early or if this is going to be a situation where they're going to release him fully in June. For those that are going to speculate on what he's going to do, look, he's been in prison 30 some years. I don't think he's going to do a bit much. He's almost 70 years old. Leave the guy the fuck alone. Any assertions made otherwise is simply that. Assertions. So, like I said, we broke the news that he may be getting out, and Jerry Capisci is the one who actually did find out all of the specifications to that. So, there you have it on that front. The other thing I want to talk about, and then once we get through this little portion, we will open it up. We'll come right back on live and talk about everything. Is this Gambino indictment that just dropped a couple of days ago? It's a big indictment. A lot of people were arrested. I think it's 10 here in New York City and 6 in Italy. And that's a strange thing. We have not seen that in a couple of years, actually. It's probably been, I don't know, a decade or more, 20 years. I think Frank Cali was the last guy that was really sort of mentioned in any sort of New York City and Italy sort of roundup. But what that tells me is you're going to see some superseding in this. And what I mean by that is they're going to bring all of these basic charges, which there's 16 counts, and we'll go through the counts and the paperwork, as we always do on this show. A lot of other people don't do paperwork. We do paperwork because that's where the story is. You can obviously see on the screen all of the names and et cetera. And I'm not going to talk individually about these guys. It is what it is. But here's the thing. Yesterday, it was all over the news that they were upstate digging for bodies. That's what tells me this is going to supersede. Another thing nobody is telling you is there's 7 informants in this case. And that's insane to me. And I'm sure there's going to be those that are going to be out there. They're going to try to pluck out imaginary bullshit about, oh, this must have to do with Anthony Center. It has nothing to do with him. This is ridiculous. Okay. What this is an indictment where 10 guys allegedly from the Gambino crime family were arrested for racketeering, assault, extortion, et cetera, et cetera. We'll go through all the charges. But this has nothing to do with Anthony Center. And anybody that tells you that it does is off their rocker. Okay. People obviously don't know how to read legal paperwork. They don't know how to research real answers. And so they come up with these crazy conspiracy theories. And this does not have to do with anything else. Basically, what has happened in this case is there's a big indictment. 6, like I said, were indicted in Italy. And usually when we see indictments that are going to be transatlantic like this, you're going to see narcotics charges come at some point. Now, why this was not a part of the original indictment, my suspicion is that what we're going to see at some point, especially if they find bodies upstate, first of all, in order for the FBI to even go start digging up farmland in Orange County and all of these other places, is they have to have somebody giving them credible information to justify them going out there with the shovel or a backhoe or whatever the case may be, which tells me, and should tell all of you, because you're all mob genre aficionados, is that somebody said something. In this particular case, we know there are 7 informants on this case, and that is a large number of informants, especially when you look at the 10 people. That's almost like a half an informant per person. So that's why I'm telling you, I believe this is going to supersede. And once again, if you're unfamiliar with legalese, superseding means there's a basic indictment that is going to lead to more people getting indicted and more charges up and down the line. Now, if they find bodies, all hell's going to break loose, because what you're going to typically see in a federal case like this is anybody that's involved in any of this, there's always going to be somebody that's going to get shaky feet. And what I mean by shaky feet is more or less once they find bodies. First of all, I'm sure that there may be a couple of defendants that are shaking in their fucking underwear right now. Because the minute the feds start digging for bodies, if there is even anything remotely associated with these guys in bodies, they're going to start shaking. And they're going to shake because somebody on that list is going to rat. I would like to tell you that everybody that's on this list right here isn't going to rat. I'd love to tell you they're all going to be stand up. But when there's bodies attached, and these guys are looking at like 80 years in prison right now, the minute you find a body, it's a game changer. And it's a game changer for a lot of people, because then the feds are going to go back and say, okay, when was this guy killed? 10 years ago. Now we're going to go back to who was a captain, who was a boss 10 years ago. And it's going to create a massive fucking problem in the streets. And so that's sort of what we're looking at. Now, if they find no bodies, that's the best case scenario for the guys on this list. Because if there's no body, there's no crime, right? That's just kind of how it goes. But in order for the FBI to even go out there, legitimately, somebody had to have talked. And we know for a fact, I know for a fact, which you're not going to hear anybody else, there's 7 informants on this case right now. And so what I want to do is sort of go through this paperwork. It's not very voluminous. It's very short, but I think it's important that we discuss this, because one of the things that I have always told you guys is the way that the laws are set up in this country are totally fucking nefarious. Okay? You could be a member of the Boy Scouts. You could be a member of the Cub Scouts, the fucking Moose Lodge, the Masons, whatever the fuck it is you want to be. And it's not illegal to be a member of any group. But what I find totally hilarious in all of this is that more often than not, how they start a grand jury indictment is they have to explain to jurors what the mafia is. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the reality for me is this. I don't think there's a single person on this motherfucking planet that doesn't know what the mafia is, never heard of the mafia. They've all seen the Goodfellas, the Godfather, all of this nonsense, right? So they do have some idea of what the mafia is. But I have always said this, and I always will continue to say this, that it's prejudicial to even bring it up. You should not have to explain to people how the mafia operates. Okay, I think everybody, even if people don't understand the inner workings, the structure, and the politics of it all, everybody kind of gets the flow chart here. Okay, so the fact that the government begins by saying the Gambino organized crime family of La Cosa Nostra, including its leaders, members, and associates, constituted as the enterprise, as defined in Title 18 U.S. Code Section 1961, parentheses 4, is a group of individuals associated, in fact, hereinafter the Gambino family or the enterprise. So all they're explaining to them is, when we refer to the enterprise, we're talking about the Gambino crime family. But if to be a member of the mafia is not illegal, why is this allowed in a court of law? I just don't, I've never understood it. And those that are pro-government and anti-mafia will argue with me, well, they're criminals. Well, that may be or may not be the case in this particular issue. But I think for general purposes, they're being dragged in for allegations that are made against them, obviously. But the fact is, you're weaving a tapestry of Italian boogeymen. And that's what I have a problem with, because to even get an indictment, you got to go to a grand jury, and the grand jury will indict them based on the evidence that the government provides. Now, what's interesting about this, excuse me, about this indictment in general is the fact that usually you get transcripts in an indictment. And the Philadelphia one, there were transcripts of things guys said. So at least you could sort of navigate where the government is sort of going with this. And this one, there's nothing, which can mean one of two things. Either the totality of this is absolutely fucking insane, or they got nothing. Okay? The Gambino crime family engaged in and its activities affected interstate and foreign commerce. The Gambino crime family was an organized criminal group that operated in the Eastern District of New York and elsewhere. La Cosa Nostra operates through organized crime families. 5 of these crime families, the Bonanno, Colombo, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families, are headquartered in New York City and supervise criminal activity in New York and in other areas of the United States, and in some instances, other countries. Now, they have to add, I've never seen this in an indictment before, where they say in other countries. This is how they're going to make the association with 6 guys in Italy. Now, let me ask you a question. What do 6 fucking guys in Italy have to do with whatever the Gambinos are allegedly accused of doing in Brooklyn and other places and here in New York? So if it's transatlantic, do you really think that the feds are going to try to indict 6 guys from Italy based on extortion that's going on here, loan shark and bookmaking? No. This is going to lead to narcotics. Because to me, the feds aren't going to spend millions and millions of dollars having the Cabineri round up 6 guys living in Italy for no reason. There has to be a substantial fucking reason for this. Now, 2 of these guys that are alleged on this list that you see on the screen are alleged to be members of Sicilian organized crime, which there's your link. Okay, they're here in New York, but they're Sicilian from Sicily, and so they're the links that are going to go overseas. However, once again, extortion or money kickbacks is extortion. Forget about it. Kickbacks, payments, so in other words, money or narcotics is the only reason why the FBI would get involved in transatlantic bullshit. It's the only reason why they would. Now, why are there no narcotics mentioned in this indictment? Well, at the time of the indictment, the 6 men mentioned in Italy aren't even mentioned in this list. So that tells me that this has happened after the fact, which also tells me at the same time somebody already started talking. We know based on this indictment sitting in front of me, John Doe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are all informants. Okay. The other thing you typically see is you'll see C1-404, 505, or whatever number sequence that the feds want to use as a government cooperator. They'll have a CI number, and they will oftentimes sort of use paragraphs for on the date of June 17th, 1984, CI1 taped a phone call between himself and Donnie Brasco, for example. There's none of that in this indictment, which is very, very odd to me. And some people may be thinking right now, well, maybe it's because the government doesn't want the public to know that information, or they don't want witnesses to be found. Well, first of all, there's 7 John Does. Okay, so those are 7 witnesses to crimes here anyway. But what's, I think, more substantial to note, especially in this case, is the lack of description. The lack of it. Now, if the government didn't want a lot of this out and they were worried about jury tampering, witness intimidation, et cetera, then what they would have done is they would have sealed this. They would have completely sealed it so nobody could get information from this indictment. So let's continue on. Another crime family, the DeCavalcante crime family, operated principally in New Jersey, but from time to time also in New York City. Now, they're bringing up the DeCavalcante crime family. I don't know why, because nobody in this is a DeCavalcante member. So my issue with them bringing up this tapestry of organized crime and Italian boogeymen and fairy tales is, first of all, we know the Mafia exists. Okay, so I'm not going to play dummy and play that sort of thing. But why are you explaining to a jury all of these crime families? You think these fucks aren't going to go home and type in Genovese crime family and look into the history? There is no American juror, nor has there ever been a fucking juror in the history of this country who didn't go home and look up what the fuck they were listening to. Come on. They expect people to be honest and impartial. How can you be honest and impartial when you mention the word Bonanno, Colombo, Genovese, Gambino, Lucchese? And you know there's murder attached to those names because of the history of organized crime. So you're already feeding a jury your version of what this is. And I'm not being like coy about it. I'm not being tongue in cheek about it. But I think that if, you remember the Boy Scouts, what the fuck does that got to do with shit? Because you're already making a jury impartial because of the headlines that come behind this type of shit. And I agree. If you're not doing nothing wrong, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I understand that. I do understand that. But at the end of the day, I just think that's sort of making a jury, it's impossible to be impartial at that point. The ruling body of Cosa Nostra, known as the Commission, consisted of leaders from other crime families. The Commission convened from time to time to decide certain issues affecting other crime families, such as rules governing crime family membership. The Gambino family had a hierarchy and structure. The head of the Gambino crime family was known as the boss. The Gambino crime family boss was assisted by an underboss and a counselor known as the consigliere. Together, the boss and underboss and consigliere were the family's administration, in quotes. With the assistance of underboss and consigliere, the boss was responsible for, among other things, setting policy, resolving disputes within and between Cosa Nostra crime families and other criminal groups. The administration further supervised, supported, protected, and disciplined the lower-ranking members in the family. In return for their supervision and protection, the administration received part of illegal earnings generated by that crime family. The members of the Gambino crime family served in acting rather than official capacity. Now, this is weird. I've never seen this either. Members of the Gambino crime family served in acting rather than official capacity in the administration on occasion due to another administration's members' incarceration or ill health for the purpose of seeking to insulate other administration members from law enforcement scrutiny. When this occurred, the member functioned in an acting capacity instead of an incarcerated or temporarily incapacitated Gambino family member who continued to hold the official as opposed to acting position within that family. Further, on occasion, the Gambino crime family was overseen by a panel of crime family members that did not include the boss, underboss, or the consigliere. Now, I don't understand why they're bringing this up. I have a theory on why they're bringing this up. And that's because the Gambinos are using a front boss. A lot of people don't know that, but that's the way that a lot of crime families are operating now. And it sounds to me like, based on this language in the indictment, that they're going to try to pin this on somebody else as being an acting administrative member. This is how the feds get away with indicting co-conspirators that oftentimes don't have anything to do with the crimes themselves. As long as the feds can weave a narrative of that person A does what, or person B does what person A says, or else. This is the way the feds set up indictments. It's been the way it's been. Below the administration, let me go here. Below the administration of the Gambino crime family were numerous crews known as regimes and decinas. Each crew was headed by a captain, also known as a skipper, a capo regime, and a capo decina. Each captain's crew consisted of soldiers and associates. The captain was responsible for supervising criminal activities of his crew and providing the crew with support and protection. In return, the captain often received a share of the crew's earnings. This is another way of how they tap in the conspiracy, okay? Only members of the Gambino crime family could serve as boss, underboss, consigliere, captain, or soldato. Members of the crime family were referred to on occasion as goodfellas or wise guys, or persons who had been straightened out or had their button. Associates were individuals who were members of the crime family, but who nonetheless engaged in criminal activity under the protection of that crime family. Now, this is a fucking joke, okay? Because let me explain something to all you mob humps out there. There is not a single guy in Philadelphia, New York, Chicago that calls anybody a good fella. These are the feds watching too many fucking movies. Not a single guy I've ever met ever calls somebody a good fella or a friend of ours. They never call them wise guys. They never use the word straightened out. They never use the word, oh, he got his button. Nobody talks like that. This is them watching a movie and thinking it's real. Just like the feds have always fucking believed that you can't leave the mob. You can. If you decide to get out, you're done. So be it. Somebody takes your racket, you're out. Nobody gives a fuck. It's not true. And I repeatedly hear these fucking people on YouTube going, well, everybody knows you can't leave the mob. Who said? Who said that? The movies say that. That's the difference between understanding this and watching too many movies and not understanding it, okay? Many requirements existed before an associate could become a member to Gambinos. The Commission of La Cosa Nostra from time to time limited the number of new members who could be added to a family. An associate was also required to be proposed for membership by an existing family member. When the crime family's administration considered the associate worthy of membership, the administration then circulated the proposed associate's name on a list given to other mob families, which the other crime families reviewed and approved or disapproved. Unless there was an objection to the associate's membership, the family then inducted or straightened out the associate as a member of a crime family in a secret ceremony, which we all know is not fucking secret. During the ceremony, the associate, among other things, swore allegiance for a life of crime family above all else. Even the associate's own family swore on the penalty of death never to reveal the crime family's existence. Criminal activities and other secrets were swore to follow all orders issued by that crime family boss, including swearing to commit murder if he directed it. So, this is like reading a comic book. The principal purpose of the Gambinos was to generate money for its members, right? The purpose was implemented by members and associates of the Gambino crime family through various criminal activities, including drug trafficking, robbery, extortion, fraud, illegal gambling, and loan sharking. The members and associates of the Gambino crime family also furthered the enterprise's criminal activities by threatening economic injury and threatening to use physical violence, including murder. So we know what the primary purpose of being an organized crime. The members and associates of the Gambino crime family engaged in conduct designed to prevent the government detection of their identities, their illegal activities, and the location of proceeds in those activities. The conduct included attempts to obstruct justice and retaliate against those individuals perceived to be a potential witness against members of this enterprise. Members and associates of the Gambino crime family often coordinated criminal activity with members and associates of other organized crime families, including those located in Italy. This is the first time I've ever seen that in an indictment. It's the first time I've ever seen it. And so that's sort of my knock on all this is they're trying to weave the tapestry of conspiracy. And I get it. It is what it is. But I think that when you're trying to impugn or trying to indict somebody, I don't think you need a historical dissertation because truth be told, the FBI knows less about organized crime than you guys do. And those are just the facts, right? Okay, so let's get into the charges. I don't, listen, you guys know I don't cover fucking, I don't cover current shit unless it's an indictment. So I'm just reading off the paper. Defendant Giuliani, also known as Joe Brooklyn, and Momino was an alleged captain. Diego Tantillo, Angelo Grattalone, known as Fifi, and Jimmy Laforte were alleged soldiers. Robert Brooks, Salvatore Di Lorenzo, Kyle Johnson, known as Twin, and Vincent Miniscaro were also alleged associates. Vito Rappa, according to the government, is a member of the Sicilian Mafia and only an associate of the Gambino crime family. Francesco Vaccari, known as Frank or Uncle Ciccio, was an associate of the Sicilian Mafia and an associate of the Gambino crime family. And that's going to be your link. They're going to say these guys are the link to Italy. So let's look at count one, racketeering conspiracy. The allegations contained in the paragraphs in or about January 2017, the date of this indictment, both dates being approximate and inclusive within the Eastern District of New York and elsewhere. Giuliani, also known as Joe Brooklyn, and all of the rest of the defendants. Okay, here, I'll just put this up on the screen so you can see that, so I don't have to read the names. Together with others, being persons employed and associated with Gambinos, an enterprise engaged in activities of which affected interstate and foreign commerce, did intentionally conspire to violate Title 18, that is, to conduct, participate directly, indirectly, and to conduct the affairs of that enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity is defined as Title 18. Okay. Okay, so it says right here, Title 18 U.S. Code, Section 664, relating to embezzlement from pension and welfare funds, wire fraud, relating to retaliating against a witness, victim, and an informant, relating to interference with commerce by robbery or extortion, relating to the prohibition of illegal gambling, relating to the money laundering using instruments for monetary instruments, multiple acts involving extortion in violation of blah, 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 multiple acts of arson. And it was a part of the conspiracy that each defendant agreed that a conspirator would commit at least 2 acts of racketeering in the conduct. So the defendants all had to sit down in a meeting and say, okay, you're going to do these 2 crimes. I'm going to do these 2 crimes, and you're going to do those 2. Does that make sense? This is what's so stupid about fucking indictments. Count 2, extortion of John Doe 1 between 2017 and March of 2021. Wow. So it's 5.5 years, so it's 4.5 years that they were being investigated, both dates being approximate inclusive within the Eastern District of New York. Diego Tantillo and Kyle Johnson and Vito Rappa and Francesco Vaccari, together with others, did knowingly, intentionally conspire to obstruct, delay, affect commerce and the movement of articles and commodities in commerce by extortion, in that the defendants and others agreed to obtain property. So basically, he borrowed money, didn't pay back, and when they wanted to take his fucking car, he ran to the feds. Okay? Count 3, extortion between 2017, March 2021. They name all of those defendants, saying that basically they threatened force, violence, and fear for extortion. Count 4, extortion conspiracy, demolition company number 1, John Doe number 2, John Doe number 3, John Doe number 4, January 2019 through February 2021, both dates being approximate inclusive in the Eastern District of New York. All of the members, which you see up above, did knowingly and intentionally conspire to obstruct, delay, to affect commerce, to obtain property, money, and reduced rates for dumping debris, scrap metals at a transload facility operated by the owners of Demolition Company 1, the identity of which is known to the grand jury and its officers, agents, and representatives, including John Doe 2, 3, and 4. Individuals whose identities are known to the grand jury with the consent of the Demolition Company's 1 officers, agents, and representatives, including John Doe 2, 3, and 4, which consent to be induced by wrongful use of actual threatened force, violence, and fear. Count 5, extortion. And it's basically the same exact, it's just another count, but it's the same exact thing. Count 6, theft from employee benefit plan. Good luck proving that. January 2019 to February 2021, the people on this list did knowingly and willfully embezzle, steal, and unlawfully abstract and convert their own use of one or more of their monies, funds, credits, property, and other assets of one or more employee pension and welfare benefit plans subject to the Title I of ERISA, to wit, healthcare benefits and benefit fraud. Count 7, extortion. Demolition, John Doe 1, 2, 3, and 4. Between November 2019 and 2020, both dates, the guys on this list apparently extorted John Doe 2 and number 3 and number 4, et cetera, et cetera. Count 8, extortion. So this is a lot of, it's like 8 counts of extortion. So for each time they went in and allegedly tried to shake somebody down, they get charged with extortion. Okay. Count 9, embezzlement from employee benefit plans. Basically the same thing, according to this, is that they vested in such plans and their right to collect monies and funds contractually owed to the employee benefit plans established and maintained by the Laborers Local Union Number 3 and the New Jersey Building Construction Laborers District Council. Okay. Count 10, extortion. John Doe number 5, between November 2020 and March. Apparently, John Doe number 5, who was also going to be a rat, went to the feds and told them what was going on. Count 7, Hobbs Act's extortion. There's a lot of extortion counts. November 2020 and February 21. According to the government, James Laforte, known as Jimmy, together with others, did knowingly and intentionally obstruct, delay, and affect commerce and the movement of articles and commodities by commerce, by extortion, and that the defendant and others obtained property, money from John Doe number 5 with his consent, which was induced by wrongful use of actual and threatened force. So in other words, he gave it up, and the government is implying that he did it under duress. Hey, listen, when you owe money, you're not paying, and 5 guys come to collect, you're under duress, okay? Count 12, wire fraud. Between November 2020 and April 21, both dates being approximate, the defendants intentionally conspired to devise a scheme to and artifice to defraud one or more companies that solicited bids for. So we got bid rigging. Okay, that's what this is, bid rigging. And the purpose for executing such scheme was to transmit and cause or be transmitted by means wire communication, interstate and foreign commerce in writing, signs, signals, pictures, sounds, contrary to the Title 18. In other words, texts. Okay, count 13, theft from employee benefit plan. December 2020 to 21, these people once again used an employee pension fund and welfare benefit plans to Title I of ERISA, to wit, healthcare benefits and other benefits. Count 14, conspiracy to commit theft from employee benefit plans. So they're charging them with conspiracy to even try to do it. Then they're charging them with an indictment because they did it. Let's go to overt acts. Okay, here we go. In or about December 2020, Tantillo asked an individual whose identity is known to the grand jury, individual number 1, Rat, who had connections to the Laborers International Union in North America Local 79, to assist Tantillo and Johnson with obtaining Johnson's admission to a local union. December 21st, 2020, Johnson provided false information related to his previous employment in Tantillo, which information Johnson and Tantillo knew to be false. On January 21st of 2020, Tantillo called individual 1 Rat and provided individual 1 Rat with false information relating to his previous employment. So in other words, they do background checks with unions. He lied on it. And somebody ratted him out. December 28th of 2020, Tantillo sent documentation containing false information relating to Johnson's previous employment. January 6th, Tantillo directed individual 1 Rat to shift work hours for Johnson, purportedly performed by non-union company operated Tantillo to a union company operated by Tantillo and others. Count 15, wireless retaliation. On February 17th of 2021, allegedly defendant James Silaforte, known as Jimmy, and Vinny Mascaro, known as Vinny Slick, together with others, did knowingly, intentionally engage in conduct, thereby cause bodily injury to another person. John Doe number 6, Rat, who's known to the grand jury with intent to retaliate against John Doe number 6, another Rat, in the attendance of John Doe number 6 as a witness at the official proceeding, and information related to the commission and possible commission of a federal offense given by John Doe number 6, Rat, to one or more law enforcement orders. Count 16, felon in possession of a firearm. Jimmy Laforte, a.k.a. Jimmy, knowing he had previously been convicted in court of one or more crimes punishable by a term of imprisonment exceeding 1 year, did knowingly and intentionally possess a firearm. Which they actually have it here. Smith & Wesson 38 special caliber revolver. And those are all of the charges. Now, here's what's interesting. It seems to me like there's a lot of extortion. And one thing that we have always seen in these cases, all the feds really typically get these days, extortion, and gambling. What we saw recently in the Colombo crime family indictment a couple of months back was a lot of union sort of scheming and union corruption and etc. But here's what they don't mention. What about the 6 fucking Italian guys in Italy? How can they, living in Italy, have anything to fucking do with any of this stuff? So why were they arrested? Why are they going to get indicted? And so this is what it leads us to. This is going to lead. Okay, take a couple of things. First of all, they're all looking at like 40 years right now, just off the bat. Okay. The second thing is now they're digging for bodies, which means somebody's ratting nonstop. Okay. Now, let's say, for instance, they don't find no bodies. Then you may have a lot of guys plead out to this, but there's 7 informants that we know about. And that may not even include the people that are talking about bodies and all this kind of nonsense. But where do the guys from Italy come in? And the only way the feds are ever going to make a connection with that is if money is being wire transferred back and forth transatlantically. Okay, that's number 1. And number 2, narcotics trafficking. That's the only way. Because you can't tell me 6 guys living in fucking Rome or Calabria or wherever the fuck have anything to do with this shit that's going on here. But it seems like the connection they're going to try to make is with 2 guys that the feds allege are made guys in Sicily, but are here acting in somewhat conspiratorial fashion, being associates of the Gambino crime family. If you're made in Italy, you don't need to be made here. It's just that simple. But it's interesting. It's interesting to look at this, and I think it's going to supersede. It's going to supersede. They're going to bring up narcotics trafficking. There's going to be other stuff. But we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see what's going to happen with this body shit, if they find anybody or not. And the other thing, too, and then we'll shut up about this and open it up for a live show, and we'll talk about all of these things, is Judge Block. He's like 100 fucking years old. This is a guy who's always soft on rats. He's soft on rats. He loves the fucking rats. And we know that. Because Judge Block was the one who was overlooking Gene Borello's case, who really can't stop beating women. If I'm a judge, I don't give a fuck who you are. If you present me with a mob rat that is beating women, I'm going to throw him in jail and throw away the fucking key. Not Judge Block. He called it a Romeo and Juliet type of relationship. Last time I checked, Romeo didn't stab or beat up Juliet. Last time I checked, that's not how that story goes. That's not how that story goes. But Judge Block loves rats. He let a fucking woman-beating rat just walk without any regard for public, without any regard for the threats, the abuse, the beating of a woman. He doesn't give a fuck. And guess who's overseeing this case? Judge Block. So, if any of these co-defendants, one or two who I may or may not know well, what you need to do is get with your lawyer, sit down, and have Judge Block removed from this case. You need to have him removed if you can. And you need to use the way he treated Gene Borello as a reason for having him recuse himself. Because if you're a federal judge and you are law and order and all that fucking shit that comes with it, but yet you have no problem with wife beating, woman beating, girlfriend beating, stalking, you have no problem with that, you should not be overseeing a jury. You should be sucking on a fucking lemon somewhere in Florida playing shuffleboard with retards. That's how I see it. Because that's not somebody who's a good judge of character. Like rats, hate rats, doesn't really fucking matter. Universally, a piece of shit that beats on a woman should go to fucking jail. Bottom line. Bottom line. No. Oh, no. But the Judge Block has no fucking problem with that. And the fact that he has historically been all for the rats and loves rats, I don't get it. He liked Gene Borello. What the fuck is likable about that bumper-lipped fuck? Nothing. So, whatever comes of this. We'll keep talking about it as it gets going, but expect it to be superseded. I'm an idiot. I muted it. What the hell was I saying? Okay. So the reason why I said it's so important in this indictment is because when you look, I'm laughing at Tommy Stiggs in the chat. I'm like talking. I'm like, nobody's responding. Yeah, I'm seeing the delayed stuff. Sorry, my mic was off. I've never seen in the hundreds of indictments that I've read, what I've never seen is the government go out of their way to explain how a ruling panel works. And what they're setting the stage for is conspiracy and murder charges. Now, to answer a question I saw in the chat, the reason why these alleged bodies or murders were not brought up in the indictment was because they didn't know about it until people got arrested and people started talking. Who is talking? Listen, there's 7 that we know of, but it's a little strange because I've never seen the legal technique of explaining how a ruling panel works. And they're setting the stage, like I said, for a conspiracy murder charges if they find bodies. Now, I say this very tongue in cheek, but let's just, Gianni, thank you. You said it for me. There you said it for me. Now, here's where your mob acumen comes in. And I'm not going to say a word, but yes, Tommy, I'm live now. The other stuff was pre-recorded. Now I'm live. When was the last time that there was a ruling panel in the Gambino crime family that you guys know of? And that's what makes this very strange to me. That's what makes this very strange to me, because what they're trying to explain to a jury is by saying, well, there's a structure, there's a boss who tells the underboss, who then the underboss goes to the consigliere or to a captain and says, kill this prick, bury him in a horse farm. And so they're going to set up everybody now. And that's where this is going. Okay, so Tommy says 1993. That is accurate. While the Gambino crime family does have a front boss situation going on, and they have for about 5 years now. That's the thing. If they're bringing up a ruling panel, that goes back to 93. So you guys can do the mental side of who was in a ruling panel then. It just see this is I'm not. I want to be very careful about what I'm about to say, but they are looking to nail anybody that was in a hierarchical position at any point from the time of the ruling panel, which was 93, 94, 92, 91, whatever it was. I don't know exactly. Tommy Stiggs, you give off zesty. Tommy's very zesty. Tommy's a great guy. Stand-up guy. That ruling panel, this is setting up so they just don't get the boss, the underboss, consigliere, but anybody else they could say is on the ruling panel, of course. And then when you take that and you match that up to what informants say, you better fucking believe this is going to supersede to something else. And that's the problem with the way indictments work. Now, if you guys are familiar with what I do on this show, you guys are going to love Friday's show. Tomorrow's show, which will probably be out Saturday, I got to admit it, it's going to be probably a 4-hour show, and I'm going to split it up into 2 segments because we are talking some serious, I mean serious FBI allegations that nobody, to my knowledge, has ever talked about on a public forum or on a paid forum, really, I should say. But this is, just to give you a snippet, let me see if I can pull something up. Frank the Animal Barboza, okay, who everybody I'm sure is aware of, Boston organized crime, Providence organized crime. The feds knew he was lying. The judge knew he was lying. Everybody knew he was lying, but they still allowed him to testify anyway because the ends justified the means. And we're not just talking about putting away people in jail. We're talking about murder and a lot of fucking murders. Angel Gotti, thank you very much. Couldn't find the thanks button. Well, apparently you did, because how else would you do that? I don't know. Let's see. They want to take out as many guys as they can. Absolutely 100%. This is the strategy that they're going to use. Listen, somebody earlier today messaged me and goes, do you think this is a false flag with the bodies? And I said, no, absolutely not. The feds aren't going to waste this kind of resources necessarily for that sort of thing. But in that upstate area, listen, the fact that they said ruling panel is, to me, is just like, that's not good. That's not good. But it is what it is, and we're going to see what's going to come of that. But they're looking for bigger fish. They're looking for bigger fish because if you have looked at every indictment that's come out, either with Joey Merlino or Sonny Mazzone, Stevie Mazzone, Dominic Grande, any of these guys, all they seem to be able to get them on is fucking extortion. Now, for those of you that are in the chat, what year did the moratorium on murder begin in New York City? When did the moratorium begin? There isn't a moratorium, meaning you can't kill anybody in this city as a part of organized crime stuff. Now, all of a sudden, they're looking for bodies upstate. So it's either a fucking huge lie, okay, that informants are saying, or the feds are going to find something and all hell's going to break loose. It's going to supersede. 100%. 100%. I honestly got the feeling they were looking for buried money, but you're right. They want a body. Body means big time, and that's what they want to hand out. Absolutely. 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 I mean, Christ, if there's money, Gianni, let's get in the car with some metal detectors at 4 a.m. and go out there. Let's go get that money. So, I'm not really sure what's going to happen as a result of that case, but we've seen this going back a couple of years ago. Extortion, racketeering, that's all they can get these guys on. Murder's a big deal. Murder is a huge deal. And simply stated, if they're going to send all of these ghouls out there to dig up dirt, they probably got a good somebody gave up something big. Because if somebody big had jumped up beforehand, they would have been out there digging fucking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 a year ago. A year ago, they would have been out there. And the fact that they're doing this after the indictment, You know, who knows? Maybe it's somebody in Italy dropped a dime. I don't know. Tommy says, yes, I know Angel it is. He didn't go this route. Joe set them up for generations. Very sad to see. I don't know what anybody's talking about. Oh, are you talking about? I don't know who you guys are talking about. Chris, if you're feeling up to it and you want to come on, I'm going to drop the link. I know you haven't been feeling that well, but I don't want to be on here all night, guys. I just thought that, son of a bitch, I would come on here and chop it up. Now, if you guys want to talk about Anthony Center a little bit, I know somebody in the chat mentioned Jeff Nadeau earlier. What I can say is this. Oh, is that who you were talking about? Jimmy LaForte? Okay, I got you. Earlier, and I have to admit, somebody sent me a clip, and I will say this, and I'm not dogging anybody. I'm just telling you the truth. This stuff in upstate New York has nothing to do with Anthony Center. Okay, Anthony Center is getting out because there was a sentencing discrepancy. That's why he's getting out of jail. And let me just lay this out to all of you who might believe that nonsense, because it is nonsense. I don't know why he would say that, but he said it. The reason why it's nonsense is, why in the fuck would Anthony Center sit in fucking federal prison for 30 fucking years and then go, I'm almost 70, time to rat? It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I don't know why he said it. It's his opinion. He's entitled to that opinion, but he's not a rat. I mean, hello, it has everything to do with this indictment that just came out of New York. Mr. Gorky.
Oh, what's up?
So listen, I'm not dogging Jeff Nadeau because I promised I wouldn't do it no more, and I'm not. It just strikes me as odd as why he would say that. Like, the two are not even comparable.
The Center, what like Anthony Center ratting and being connected with the Gambino stuff today.
Right.
I think he says it because it makes for a juicy story. Like, he doesn't. It's what I've said a million times. Nobody's going to do the amount of research you do, and he didn't do his research. He has you have this huge Gambino indictment with bodies, blah blah blah. Anthony Center supposedly getting out around the same time. Let's just try to connect these two, even if we don't know if it's true or not.
And what the fuck would Anthony Center know about bodies being in that location when he's been off the streets for 30 fucking years?
Yeah, no, I get exactly what you're saying. I'm just answering your question that it just makes for a good story. So he's just trying to connect the two to tell a good story.
Boy, Dino, you have a very feminine name this evening. Hello, Sabrina. How are you?
Dean, what's up, man?
Sabrina, you have a nice beard.
I'm on your Facebook account. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, what's up, Dean? How are you? So yeah, I got a lot of messages today about the Nadeau stuff, and I'm not picking on the guy. I'm not saying anything mean. As a matter of fact, Jeff Nadeau, if you are out there and you want to pick up the link, come on the show, because I would love to know why the hell you said that. I'm just curious. If you are out there, somebody close their YouTube link.
Yeah, mine's muted. Dean, that's probably your YouTube thing. You got to mute on the regular one.
Somebody close their YouTube link.
You know what I'm saying?
Just hit pause on the YouTube thing.
I used to have that problem for a while too, until I realized what the hell I had to do.
I still do it all the time. So
there you go.
I think listen, I don't know why he would have said that. I think he's a smarter guy than that. But that's his opinion. He's entitled to it, certainly, but it just doesn't. Why would he wait 30 fucking years? Like, he would have said, oh, by the way, like a year in. You know what I mean? And what would he know about any of that anyway?
Yeah, I mean, look, he like Anthony Center, the mail crew, all the bodies, and he hears all these bodies being buried. It's just like, maybe this is connected. It's just, like I said, just makes for a big story for him. That's all.
Hey, Dean, I got a gift for you. You want to know what it is?
A John Riggy shirt.
Hold on. I got two, actually. All right.
Fucking Joe Burrow just got hurt.
The Mob Talk Radio thing. You got one of those, and then I have the first microphone I ever recorded on for you.
You for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Sabrina, I told you that he said we was fucking friends.
So,
Yeah.
Dean.
As a matter of fact, you guys go talk. Let me see. Hold on.
Go ahead. Chris, what's up, baby?
I guess,
Long time.
I guess,
I
I guess we could thank him. I guess we could thank him by taking him to his favorite fucking steakhouse.
Yeah, I know, man.
I saw you put that in his Facebook thing.
Penn State defense, USC offense, forget about it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm done, man. James Franklin needs to go. I'm sick of people and their fucking excuses for him. Look at that.
All right, now hold on. It gets better.
Yo.
Yeah. I was gonna wait and give it to you, but we had that other thing and it didn't pan out. So
thank you, yo.
Yeah, you don't gotta thank me for anything, man. That's just what we do around here.
Hey, yo, when's Gunsmoke coming back up here, Jeff?
Let's not go there. Let's just let that ship sail, brother.
Yeah, let it go, man. It's
KXTA, you're never late for the party. Was Angel Gotti in here?
What a piece
she
of
was
shit,
in here. I don't know if she still is, but she wasn't.
No, she likes to sneak into the party and be the loudest voice for 3 seconds and then do the Irish goodbye where you just disappear. You know,
I did a lot of Irish goodbyes though.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'm the pro at that. You know, the other thing I do at parties to make people think that I can still drink like I was in my 20s, I will literally go grab a cup, start drinking, set it down in a corner where nobody can see it, grab another one. At the end of the night, there's 40 cups sitting there. And they're like, what the fuck? The fuck is this?
Anymore, I just come right out of the gate. I can't drink a lot. I tell them straight up. Or no, I did drink quite a bit when we were together a year ago, or whatever.
Yeah, Dean, we gotta get together, Dean. But we're not going to Peter Luger's. You fuck. You think I didn't see that comment on Facebook? Oh yeah, I see everything.
Yeah, I know. I figured you would.
You named the place, man. We'll go.
Yeah, my buddy John, I don't think is at the restaurant no more, which kind of sucks. Now he's selling cars or something, that's got to be entertaining.
Yeah.
So
I had kind of missed you guys. You explaining how the fuck is he coming home with all those bodies?
Okay, plain and simple. So when you get sentenced in a court of law by a federal judge, there is a time period of when, like, the law says XYZ, right? But you get sort of convicted or sentenced afterwards, after there's new laws that come into effect. They sentenced him to new laws, not old laws, which stated he would have had to do 25 years and then apply for parole. That's why he's getting out, because they fucked up on the sentencing guidelines. And I don't know specifically if Joey Testa is really going to get out. I don't know if he is. His charges were basically identical to Anthony Center's, but he got some trouble the first couple of years he was in prison. But I'm going to tell you, you want to know whose asshole is shaking right now? Robert Rosso, that guy down in Carolina or Texas, Arkansas, wherever, the one that said all that nasty shit about Joey Testa and Anthony Center, but he's not talking now.
Wow. I just fuck up.
But
fuck up.
I mean,
I have a question. Now, I don't know if you could answer this. If you can't answer it, I understand. But you asked like when the ruling panel started or whatever. So if it started early 90s, that's when did it end? Like, when did it dissolve? If you can't answer it, I understand. But I think that's
when Frank Cali was named the boss.
So around what? Give or take.
94, 95, 96. I can't be specific.
So they didn't have a ruling panel all that long.
No, but if you know, hold on, let me see if I can actually let me see if I can pull that part up of the indictment, because you know what, who cares? If you don't believe me, go fuck yourself. But they but that indictment, they go out of their way to describe what a ruling panel is, because they're setting the stage for saying that, well, if Chris, Sabrina and Jeff were on the ruling panel, all three of us are going to jail because we directed our subordinates to do what they did. I've never seen that. I didn't even see that in the South Philly trial. And I fully expected that. The other thing too is that with the South Philly trial, I mean, they had like what they would do in the indictment is they would like drop 5 or 6 lines of dialogue from an intercepted phone call. And there's the infamous one, and I'm not going to say what it is, but guy saying we need to move in this area. We don't want people to glom our shit, which really isn't illegal. He's just talking, not really saying what the crime is, or even to commit crimes. Just let's move to this area. They got better sunshine. You know what I mean? But in this one, they don't do that. There's nothing, which tells me it's one of 2 things. It's either absolutely fucking nothing, or this is going to supersede into something humongous. Because the minute they started digging for bodies, I went, "Uh-oh, this is different."
Yeah.
You know, maybe they're looking for Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah. So, and you think they didn't know about the bodies prior, but once they did the indictment,
no, because think about it in terms of like you've watched the first 48. Dean has been on the first 48. I'm just fucking with you, bro. That's horrible. You know what they're going to say now? I'm racist, right? You know that's what they're going to say about me. Think about it. If murder is the ultimate equalizer, right? It's going to put a guy in jail for the rest of his life. Why the fuck wait? That would have been the first thing they did. And what would have happened? And that's even a more astute way of tickling the wire. Because the minute that you start digging up somebody's backyard, somebody's going, "Uh-oh, didn't we put something there? I'm out of here. See ya." So the fact that they're doing it after the fact tells me that they got somebody in the hot seat and they gave it up. You know?
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder how many people actually. Well, you said how many.
I hope there's like 50 there. That would be hilarious.
That's sounds like there's going to be quite a few, man. It's
how many bodies can you really put in one hole? What do these assholes drive upstate? Go, just let's dig 5 holes here and put 5 guys in. We'll be fine. Nobody will notice. Like nobody like dismembers anymore. Like it just. I listen. If they dig one hole and find like 6 fucking bodies, that's going to be a big problem. But I don't think they're going to find that many. I think they're going to find 1 or 2. But then again, the way they're digging, it looks like they're looking for fucking Nicky Scarfo's horse.
Oh, that poor fucker. He should be in heaven for what he put up with. But you know what I said, man, is and I'm not being funny. Like I'm maybe easier said than done. Every mob family should own like 2-3 crematories, honestly.
Yeah.
Or have someone. What's the easiest way to link no evidence? And you can find evidence anywhere. I mean, Jimmy Hoffa.
Well, that's what I've always said. If there's anything that I believe when it comes to Jimmy Hoffa, is that they put him in a fucking incinerator.
Yeah. And is there not a better way to get rid of any kind of evidence to link back to you?
Well, no, because when you cremate somebody anyway, most of these places don't totally clean out everything. So it's going to be mixed with other people. And the only thing that's left when they incinerate you is like your teeth, which they grind up. And I know it's gross, but there's nothing they can't take ash and go, "This is John Gotti Sr." You know what I mean? They can't can't do that. So that's
what I'm saying, man. Like you think that would be for how high tech and evolved organized crime has come, like that would be, if I was going to kill someone, that's what I would want to do with the body.
So let me address this. When can we hear the ceremony they got from Pergiano? You're never ever going to hear that. The feds, that's what's funny, is the feds never release tapes. However, I have it on a good authority that Anthony Pergiano was about to take it in the ass publicly. So I'll just leave that right there. You guys can watch Skinny Joey's channel for that.
He destroyed Rubio today. He fucking destroyed him.
He's just getting started.
Yeah, I know. He said, "You hear that?
You have no idea. I was sitting there, and Uncle Fester, God damn it, see, I shouldn't have said
You're
that.
You're yourself out again.
Yeah, says to me, "You should have heard these fucking tapes. This guy's talking about aliens landing and all kinds of probing and weird shit." And I'm just like, "What the fuck, bro?" But no, he's to my knowledge, Joey is going to crucify him and Pergiano.
Well, he did a good job today starting off.
Oh, that's nothing.
No, I'm sure, man. Well, what's going to be interesting, are we going to hear the tapes that he did in prison? Rubio.
Yes.
I think he hinted to him that he had.
As far as I know, from what Joey did tell me, that they're going to get the tapes from Edwin Jacobs.
Yeah,
So,
that's what he was saying.
The other problem that they have is fucking Marangolo's fucking dead. His defense attorney from the last trial. So Marangolo had a lot of those tapes in his possession. So now he's trying to get them from Eddie Jacobs. At least that's what I've been led to believe. I don't
Well, that's
know.
what he said on his show, So we'll see. But this Gambino thing, man, that ain't gonna hurt the potential Christmas party I wanted to come see you with, is it? Better not.
No, because
I need to get out.
No, because even though I may or may not know one or two of the people that were mentioned, the only thing that will change is they'll black out the windows now because there'll be surveillance everywhere.
Right.
But there always is anyway. Like who the fuck walks a dog in like shorts and a short sleeve shirt in 20-degree weather? Nobody. Like then gets in a fucking windowless man like a kid diddler.
Yeah, those federales not too smart, I guess.
No, well, you know what's fucked up is in South Philly, when they were investigating my friends, they had a camera. You Chris, you've been there, so you know the outside of the place. There's that utility pole on the left-hand side. If you're facing where we go, when you look to the left, there was a camera they had pointed right at the utility pole, right? So I heard about this and I called the lawyer and I says, "You're not going to believe this. They had a fucking wire set up there." He goes, "Jesus Christ, I was seen going in and out of that place 1,000 times." It's like, then why'd you go? You're a lawyer. If you just go in there to have a drink, what the fuck?
Yeah, what does he have to worry
Dean,
about?
you look like you have just been working too much, my friend.
He works a lot. He works a lot.
And I apologize for not. I apologize for not answering your texts, Mr. Gorky. But when it's like 11 o'clock at night, I don't want to think about organized crime. And
it's all right. Who knows? I
could be focused on watching something else and doing a little 5-finger shuffle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, listen, I don't. Was anybody in the chat get sick lately? I got this flu bug a night ago. And I'm no pussy. On a scale of 1 to 10, a regular flu being a 7, I was about a 9. I never been this sick in my fucking life. I literally took my pillow and fell asleep on my bathroom floor from fucking midnight to 7 a.m.
I haven't been that sick since I was like 16.
I don't know what the fuck happened. All of a sudden, I got really tired and I just started puking. You know how you throw up and then you feel better after you throw up? I would throw up, feel better for 15, 20 minutes, and then it was just like hell again.
You know, for me, when I had COVID, for me, it was just the soreness of my body and like the fever. Like that was the worst part. Like I didn't mind the shitting and the puking. Like whatever I'm used. That's a daily occurrence for me. But let me answer this question really quick. Do you think my Canucks can make the playoffs this year? Rick Tocchet does a good job. So here's the problem. You have Patrick Alvin and you have Jim Rutherford. Those are going to be the two biggest problems that Vancouver's going to have. But I think that the trade deadline is going to determine a lot. I don't like Jim Rutherford. I think Patrick Alvin, who somehow actually looks like Alvin in the fucking Chipmunks, I don't know how good of a GM he is. I love Tocchet. I always have. It's funny. Joey Merlino was talking about that Rick Tocchet gambling probe that was from a few years ago. I thought that was funny. Nadu deleted my comments. Well, I'm going to drop the link. If Jeff wants to come on and just explain, it's going to be non-argumentative. I just want to know why he would say that or what leads him to suspect that. Maybe he's onto something. I doubt it, but I'm just curious. I'm just curious about that because that doesn't listen. Whether you really enjoy somebody or like them. Sometimes I hear people say things I can't even fucking believe. Like legitimately, the Dean's giving us a tour of the wall. What's going on, Dean? You're way too quiet. When I saw Sabrina jump in here, I went,
"Yeah, he's not talking much here."
I know. Usually you can't.
I'm just listening, I've been out the loop for a while. I'm just listening. Just happy to be back. That's all. That's it. Just listening.
Well, you haven't missed a whole lot. I'll be honest with you.
We all got to get together, though. Seriously, man.
Hey, Chris, what did you eat that fucked you up?
I don't think it was anything I ate. I get this like pasta dish for work at lunch, and then I take some of it home and I eat it when I get home. And I eat it 1,000 times. I just think something's going around that I got sick as fuck. I took some medication because my back's killing me, like a muscle relaxer, but I don't think that was it. Like I got tired, and all of a sudden, boom, it was hit, and it was just it was hell.
That's what happened to me. I was supposed to get to Key West, Florida, on like a Monday. Saturday, I'm great. Sunday, the night before I'm supposed to go, I'm like, why am I so tired? Why does my body hurt? And then I like started sweating profusely. I was like, oh, well, either I'm having a fucking heart attack or I've got like the COVID.
I remember that, man. Yeah,
I was awful. 5 days of that shit.
Damn.
Yeah. Good thing you got to the doctor when you did.
Yeah. Look, we got a Detroit Lions fan. Would I go on Joey's show someday? No comment. Is Tom? Hey, Tom. I don't know if he's listening. I'm gonna drop the link for Tom LaVecchia if he's around. I wanted to ask him something. He gave me he offered me something pretty cool, but we'll see. I got to talk to him this week. Hello, Tony Silo. Please drive respectfully. Don't give nobody the finger, and just be safe. You know. Yeah,
I didn't see Tom in here, but
no, he called me last week. It was like, hey, I got this idea, XYZ. Are you interested? I'm like, yeah, of course. And he's like, oh, I'll call you next week. And here we are, like, what day is it? Almost Friday. Didn't hear shit.
You know, that's the only thing that sucks with this mob too. Is a lot of you guys, you always have these good ideas about doing stuff, and then it never comes together.
MobTube doesn't exist anymore.
Well, whatever the fuck it is, you know, like, you know what I mean. Tom's a great dude. I think Tom LaVecchia, of all the MobTube guys, is the most fair guy, professional. You know what I mean? He doesn't take sides. He just goes about his business.
He has his narrative like I do. He's just not abrasive. I'm abrasive. You know, if I came on my show and if I came on here and was like, yes, Dean, I understand how you feel. Nobody will listen to me. But if I start screaming at them, they're like, oh, you know, this guy's on crack.
That's just your normal personality, man. That's you bring the zest. Somebody called Stig zesty.
Yeah, I wouldn't listen. If somebody called me zesty, I don't know how I would take that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's fucking
like, is that like a Liberace type of comment?
I don't know.
Or is he like a zesty dresser? Does he drink his drinks a fruity kind of way and it's zesty? Like, I don't know what zesty means. Someone please explain to me what the fuck zesty means.
He uses zesty Italian dressing.
Oh God.
I don't fucking know.
Dean's got nothing to say. This is okay. There's Tommy's in here going, I'm zesty. I think Tommy is crisp.
Why doesn't Stiggs ever come on? I see him on all these other shows.
Tommy's a smart guy. He knows not where to put his nose. Now, Tommy works nights and you know, Tommy's Tommy. I'm gonna see Tommy real soon. He just doesn't know it yet. And great. There's gonna be there goes an audio clip. Jeff Canorsi threatens Tommy Stiggs.
Nah, you're cool.
No, I like Tommy. I'm gonna be at North Jersey. So when I don't know. Dean, are you gonna say anything?
No, he's taking it in, man.
No, he's standing there trying to fake the whole.
I think you should just start talking about John Riggy.
Yeah, that's your favorite guy in the world.
If you want to start, we can get it going all night.
Oh, boy, till the break of dawn, baby, got it going on.
I asked him. I said, "Who was the?
How you been, Jeff?"
I've had better days. I've had worse days. I've been less frustrated with people. I've been more frustrated with people. Be careful. I almost just blurted this motherfucker, but no, I'm all right. I'm just doing my thing. It's the holidays, right? Holidays is tough for me, as I'm sure it is for millions of other people. Although this year I know it won't be because I have a special guest coming, right?
Yeah, Chris? You better fucking believe it, like it or not, man.
Yeah. So he'll come
We'll
through.
find a way to say, no, I'm good. I'm just chilling. Right?
Nah, if I was going to give in, I would have already come up with like my plan for how I was going to pull this. That's how
you're good with that shit. Dude, I got no fucking life.
I got this weird thing. My toe exploded. My testicle went green. I got to go. That's pretty much me.
Find a cool place for us to go eat. We'll do whatever the fuck. Well,
I will tell you what I am done doing, though. Seriously.
No, man, I'm not. It's going to be our Christmas present.
No, I'm done doing work for anybody else.
Okay.
Done. My phone went off when this indictment hit. Everybody's like, what is this all about? And I'm like, you don't have a Pacer account? You don't have Google? I'm not doing it anymore. Not helping anybody.
I mean, Jeff, you're going through this fucking tearing apart this indictment. You sound better than half the defense attorneys would tearing it apart, trying to poke holes in it. So, of course, when you may or may not know some of the people involved, they're going to be hitting you up, man.
Yeah, but I'm just not gonna. No, what I mean, not helping people. Okay, let me be specific about this. I'm not helping another content creator ever again with any information. They're on their own. When it comes to informants and sitting through trials and cataloging stuff, it's done. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. And if the person that I think hears this and gets a call saying, oh, this guy was saying this, then call my phone and we will have a conversation and I'll explain it. Because you already know somebody's going to hear that in South Philly and then my phone will ring.
Wow, that threw me for a loop too.
Oh, man, penguins are getting fucking killed. God damn it, I'm glad I didn't. Oh, I never gamble. 5-2. Fucking Jerry's a sieve. Jesus.
Oh, that hockey player, I guess, did get arrested?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, what did he, before he went out there saying, I'm going to jump in the air and use my skate and cut his throat and kill him? Like,
I don't think, obviously, he meant to kill the guy. But
no, it was an accident.
It did look like he was maybe trying to take a cheap shot at him.
Oh, I could buy that, but I think it's more of people are trying to cover their ass as much as possible. Let's see. I wonder if Merlino will. No, I don't think he's going to address that guy. Listen, he is, to my knowledge, and I could probably ask him more specifically, but I think he's only going after people that said shit about him. I don't think he's like universally going after people that he doesn't know anything about. It's really all people. Hey, Tommy, have a good nap. I think a lot of what he's doing is, how to say this. So I was the first one to do that, but I think that there's more credibility with his voice because of his past. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know how long he can do that either. Like, if he asked my advice, I would say, look, get a list, do one a month, and just find something else. I think he's
pacing himself pretty good.
So far, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if this, I know for a fact he's going after Pergiano. So we'll see how that all sort of plays out. I'm not really sure. But I know that's going to be, I don't know if I think he's doing Pergiano next week. I probably just dropped a huge fucking, what do you call it when you talk about a movie and like you tell the parts about the movie and
preview trailer?
No. It's like when people do a review of the movie. Oh, spoiler. I probably just spoiled a spoiler alert for his show.
Oh, well.
But that's it. He can get mad if he wants. He knows how to reach me.
Okay. You help the guy. Here, you want to get Dean involved? I asked Dean a question the other night. I said, in order, the most powerful Jersey mobsters, if you had to pick, Willie Moretti, Bobby Mann, John Riggy, Richie the Boot. Who do you got? Vinny Palermo?
Tony Soprano.
Who do you got?
No, for me, Richie the Boot.
Riggy first.
For me, it's Richie the Boot.
That's what I think, probably.
I mean, if you're looking for like a totality, because when Richie the Boot was in his heyday, I mean, he was at the seat like the rest of them. However, I love Dean's question that he asked this week, and I'm not going to tell you my answer to that, but he had asked, had Riggy at any point gone another direction, say away from the DeCavalcantes, which family could he have been with, and how would that have worked out? And I had to really think about that, because I'm like, John Riggy, as smart as he was, I'll say this much now. It wouldn't have been the top two families. It would have been the bottom three. If that's where he would have worked out best. He would have worked out best, because and the Gambinos, there's too many power hungry guys, right?
Yes,
you put him with the Genoveses, same kind of deal. Think about him in terms of the Colombos, what he could have done with them, or the Lucchese's. Totally different. Totally different.
Hey Jeff, wouldn't he would have had to navigate through Vic and Musso's crazy ass and gas pipe though, man. That would have been
well, and see, that's why when I get these sort of questions, I'm like, depending on the time period, and that time period matches up. So yeah, that would have been a problem. So then you say, okay, let's take the Lucchese's off the table. What do you got left? Columbus. You got Mush Russo.
But isn't the Colombo Wars in the 90s too, though?
Yeah, there was too. Yep. Yeah.
Like 3 wars.
So, could he have gone to Providence? He would have fit in well in Providence.
I always forget about
He would have fit in well in Florida. Perfectly. You know, it all depends.
Chicago?
Probably too strong, too many egos. It's like the Gambino.
Yeah, he would have to be somewhere where there was not sort of a power vacuum going on. Oh, you know where he would have been fantastic? Philadelphia.
Oh, I had a feeling you're going to say that.
You imagine pitting him against Nicky Scarfo? Nicky Scarfo, his asshole and his fucking arteries would be in 2 different locations at the end of the day.
Jesus.
Brady was too much of a thinker for him. He would have outthought him.
I mean, even if you just switch around, like who was where and when, like the trajectory is totally different. Like somebody asked a question this week on the show, which this podcast will be out Saturday, by the way. Did I think that Carlo picked Paul because Paul was Sicilian and Neil wasn't? I had to really think about that for a second, because that makes sense on a certain level. But I don't think that's why he did it. But I don't know.
More family ties.
Maybe Paul gave great head. Who knows?
What is cock pump?
Yeah.
The whole Sicilian versus like Nobly Don thing, is that still a big
thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that ever like
that's never gonna go away.
That's crazy.
Listen, I used to at the social club I go to, they're all Sicilian. There may be 1 or 2 people from Sorrento and Naples in there and stuff like that, but it's all Sicilian. Gambinos now are all Sicilian. So there is a, I don't want, stereotype's not the right word, but there is a bit of heat between the ways of doing things. Oh God, I'm waiting for it.
No, he won't come out. He's pissed at me. I fucking ripped into him.
Yeah, Christopher's father likes to trounce around the house in his birthday suit. Why is he mad at you, Chris? What'd you do?
I couldn't get out of bed 3 days ago. Then I wake him up yesterday. He wakes up at 6 a.m. I said, don't come near me. I don't want to get you sick. And he starts fucking screaming at me from the day he wakes up to the time he gets home. I get home from work. That fucking guy. Then he sits there and tries to have pity on me. He says, oh, you know what? You probably got food poisoning, after he yelled at me and screamed at me. I'm laying on the fucking bathroom floor throwing up my fucking lung, and the guy's screaming at me. What a prick. Yeah. Motherfucker.
Dean, do you have those problems at home?
No,
Dean, your girlfriend still thinks we're not friends?
Not as close as
the worst idea you ever did was give me a number.
You're welcome to come here.
I'm being dead serious, Chris. I'm being dead serious. This was me and you was texting a couple nights ago. It was late, real late.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought she was asleep. So she wakes up. She said, who the fuck are you texting? I'm like, this is just Chris. So I spin around. She spins me around. I'm sitting just like this. Her side of the bed is right here. So I'm right here. She spins me around. I'm like, it's just fucking Chris. Chris, you can get me a lot of trouble lately, yo.
I could confirm who I am.
Be right back.
Jesus.
I'm gonna need confirmation, Chris. I'm getting confirmation. This is who I was on the phone with right here. There he is.
Hi.
He's right
How
there.
are you?
How you doing?
That's
Hello,
him.
Sabrina.
I was on the phone with Chris.
This is why you need 2 phones.
Yeah.
Not that I'm giving Dean any ideas.
Hey, Jeff,
Hope
didn't
you're
you say
having
we
a
were
good
friends?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, you're platonic friends, right?
Thank you, Al.
I got confirmation, man.
Yes, now I'm in the clear now, Al. Cause she
Joe
see these
Burrow
long
with
messages I'm giving to Jeff and these long messages I'm giving you to Chris, so she don't know who that is.
Who you talking to at 3 a.m.? Well,
God,
hey,
I'm making up names.
oh yeah, you just typed in Chris, but it's actually Chanel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and call Chanel and see who answers. Hello.
There you go, man. There you go.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jeff, I just want to let you know something too. Yo, that podcast from last week on the paid program.
Yeah.
You did your shit, man.
Oh wait, it's gonna get better this week.
You did your shit, bro, for real.
Just when you thought it doesn't get any better, it's gonna get insane this week because I realized. Hold on, I'm trying to like get rid of one of these fucking things. No, you stupid fuck. Where's the? Okay, there we go.
This is relationships.
One of the things I realized was Thanksgiving's coming up a week from this Thursday. So it's like, fuck, I don't want to record on a Friday after Thanksgiving. Not that I'm doing shit, but I don't want to record. So I'm like looking at everything I have to do. And it's like, you got the Q&A, which is like, give or take 25, 30 minutes. And then we've got Galante files. I have to address the thing from last week about the special agent Crosley. Then I'm going to jump into the FBI misconduct files, which includes murder and just includes politicians and everything. So it's like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to record like a 4-hour show, cut it off at the 2-hour mark, put one out Friday, put the second half out the following Friday.
What about the rat files?
I'm going to skip that this week.
There, right?
I'm going to skip that this week. Instead, I think I'm going to start calling them on the phone and screaming obscenities at them.
That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite parts, yo.
No, there's more. It's just I feel like if I keep doing the same thing over and over again, I got to change it up a little bit. Like one thing,
funny as hell, yo.
I got an email the other day saying, "Why don't you talk about your life anymore?" It's like, what the fuck you want me to tell? Like, what's there to say? Like, I don't think people understand that. People typically seem to think that I don't talk about my criminal shit. I don't talk about my life, that I'm trying to hide shit. But both of you listen to the paid podcast. Aren't I pretty blunt and honest about everything?
Yes.
So, yeah. You know, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Have you been watching since the beginning, Dean? Or did you come in late?
No, I've been watching since the beginning.
Oh, so you saw the Flanagans thing.
Wait, hell no. I must have missed that. Fucking
all right.
Sabrina.
Hold on. I'll play it right now.
Thank you. Fucking around with Sabrina.
Looking back on the past where we still had a chance, we were pawns in a game that we could not win. Now we're alone, just a pick and stone. We're dreaming of a future when our ship comes in.
That shot was a pain in the ass
Yeah.
in the end. Now, a lot of people are getting probably confused, but it's the past and it's moving towards current day stuff. So that was a large pain in the ass. I cannot tell if, and it broke, I don't know how many federal FCC laws doing that. Because you can't use a drone and do that, but we did it. So we'll see. Come the spring. I think there's going to be some major cast changes, but I think the plan is going to be, and I don't want to speak out of turn. I think the plan is going to be is to put it together with some other things, film one or two other scenes, removing a couple of cast people here and there. And then there is sort of a loose agreement with a major studio that's outside of Long Island area where they film like King of Queens and stuff like that, where we're going to sit down and talk about actually doing a series of stuff. So we'll see what happens. But there was somebody recently that went on a YouTube show saying a bunch of shit that wasn't true. Well, guess what? You're no longer in the Flanagans. Ha ha.
Yeah, I figured out something to do with that.
Yeah.
So that's cool that you're going to be picking it back up at some point.
So we have that. We also have a short, which is typically a definition of a short is anything under 40 minutes, called Southie, which Boston Andy is going to be in. That's going to be big. I have my whole list. What the fuck else? I'm doing the one random act we're going to do. And right now I'm writing The Godfather 4.
Oh, wow.
Wait, you for real?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
For myself. let me repeat, for myself. But
shit, I thought you linked up with fucking
no. The reason
and all them.
No. Oh God, no. The reason why I'm doing it is for a couple of things. One, it's just writing in general, but just in case ever, I just want to have something to say. By the way, read this, and it's going to involve narcotics.
You picking up where Andy Garcia left off?
Yes, but it's going to be like 10 years, 15 years after that. And sort of the premise is going to be narcotics coming into the 80s, but there's going to be, it's going to be more Goodfellas than Godfather, only because like that whole Vatican bullshit, like I don't even want to go there. I want to take it from, for a long time, Michael tried to move us this direction. Now it's back to the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is the problem, the drugs and this and that. And there's all new bosses, all new families they have to contend with. So, what the hell?
Always thinking.
Always, my friend. And
well, where Vincent took over as boss, Jesus Christ, I forget his actual name.
Think about what's happened to him, right? There's a scene in The Godfather 3 where Michael is explaining to Vincent, basically, and this is like just my narration of it, of this is how they're going to come at you now. This is what you're giving your life up for. He's inducting him as the new boss in that scene.
Right.
And what ends up happening is Michael's daughter gets killed by a hitman. Michael dies an old man. This is going to be 10 or 15 years after all of that. So not only does it represent sort of him losing the love of his life, which was also his first cousin, which is kind of weird, whatever. But I want it to open in Sicily where he is at the grave of whoever, because let's say Michael died, because I believe Michael died in Sicily. So he's at the grave, but now it's Andromeda and it's other factions and stuff like that. So, we'll see. It's just something I'm doing because I want to do it. It sounds good. It's a little different. But I'm looking more forward to Southie because that storyline is fucking unreal. And it's all about a guy who grows up in the neighborhood, is tight with the neighborhood thug, so to speak, and his daughter gets molested. And the guy wants to try to, he goes to a place and is trying to get a gun, and the mob, not the mob guy, but the fringe mob guy finds out about it. Says, you're not going to do this. And basically the story is about how the neighborhood insulates itself and does the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to like tell the whole thing because then some asshole will write it down and write it. But it's Boston Andy. I think he's going to be great in that. Great in that. So, and we've got some scenes for Dean too.
I was just gonna say, man, you imagine you tell Dean he's going in a movie, man. That's it, man. He's over the top with you.
That's what I do. I put people in I know that I trust that can deliver.
So,
you know?
But the thing with The Godfather, just to add on to it, like Vincent, because he's such a hothead, is the perfect character to bring into a war. Because it's just only a matter of time before he's going to piss someone off, go overboard, going at someone. You know what I mean?
But he's been taught the ins and outs of that life. But
Right.
now that it's, I think everybody can be sort of, I don't want to say compassionate. It's an awful word, but everybody can be reserved. But how much reservation can you truly have when now you're the one who has to give the edict of what's going to happen? And I think when you use narcotics, and not to steal from history, but I think the point in time where you really want to look at is Galante, right? And borrow from that. You have this guy that wants to absorb all the drug rackets, and maybe Vincent doesn't have the compunction to sell drugs. Maybe he wants it out of his area, but by having it out of his area, he has to be willing to sell it in other places just to keep everybody at bay. So it's, how does he deal with the internal struggle of that? You know, and I already know how the way it ends.
And you could have
it's going to end in a way that is honest. You know, not this ride off into the sunset. I mean, look at The Sopranos and how that ended. And I don't know if you guys ever sort of thought about this, but when The Soprano ends, remember it went black.
Yep.
That is the moment his life ended.
Yeah, gunshot, boom, you're done.
Right.
See nothing.
Right. A lot of people still are pissed about that. Still are mad, but because in reality, they wouldn't have done that in front of his kids.
Yeah.
You know, but I remember that night watching that going, what the fuck? And I'm smacking the TV. What the fuck? What the fuck? And then I find out the next day that that's the way it was filmed intentionally.
Well, didn't they kill Phil in front of his grandson and his wife?
Sort of. Yeah.
At the gas station.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I've heard Phil Leotardo getting it. That was a great one. That was my favorite.
Head crushed.
The car's fucking going slowly. You see his head and you see the car go.
Yeah. And I'm not like Mr. Movie Maker, the storyteller like Jeff, but the Godfather thing, you got me thinking. You could also have Vincent, and I'm not butting in. You already got your thing down, I know. But you could also have like almost like flashbacks when he's trying to make a tough decision that may include violence or not. You could have Michael in his ear flashing back, temper like his father.
Of course.
And then you could have his dad, Sonny, like who had you know what I mean? Like the struggle of which way do I go?
And Philadelphia is going to play a big role too.
Yeah, you're always wanting to include them.
It's a great story. Like 10th and Wolf was like jerking off into a fucking light socket. Like who the fuck, you know?
I actually saw that movie too. Yeah,
I unfortunately saw 15 minutes of it. But I think what people really miss about South Philly is you can't go from Bruno to fucking Testa to Merlino and all of that. You have to pick one segment of time to do that.
Too many different guys to go
to.
Yeah,
I think if you did the whole Young Turks thing, that's fantastic. But for me, I'd want to do like, you know, I don't know. I just want to film in Philly. I love Philly.
Yeah, no shit. Fucking today, Joey's talking to that little snuff and it like, and they're down in Florida eating at this great Italian restaurant. And Joey goes, yeah, I go back home. You take me to the fucking Penrose. It's like fucking eating out of goddamn like dog food.
Yeah. I heard that today. I started laughing. And then you heard what he says. He says, yeah, Wags likes to go to the fucking Oregon diner. And he goes, I wouldn't take food for my dogs from that place. And it's funny because where do I like to go? The Oregon diner. Where do I not want to go? The saloon.
Yeah. Hey, dude, I ate at the saloon. That food was fucking good, man.
I can't stand that place.
That food was fucking good.
Oh, look who's in the house. Ma's boss.
You want to hear something fucked up about the saloon? I got pissed off. So this is on the way back from Cancun. buddy I went was dying to get a cheesesteak at Gino's. So I said, all right, I'm going to order from Saloon. I never tried it. I ordered some veal Milanese or some shit, and I picked it up. I was going to eat it at Gino's when my buddy's eating the cheesesteak. They completely fucked up my order, gave me something totally different. I had to carry that thing however many fucking blocks to the Saloon, pick my order up, and walk back to Gino's. It was half cold, but it was good. It was good. I don't know, man. Your taste buds are fucked up.
I went to the Saloon. I did not. I had their steak. I didn't like it. It just, to me, it just wasn't good. The service, the service is immaculate. You know, you can't complain about the service. But sometimes, you know, you can go into a place that's really reputable for like having great food, and it's just an off night. That and everything in Philadelphia is so fucking bland.
That's what you say.
You don't need a pinch. You don't need a pinch of salt. You need a punch of salt down there. You know what I mean? But then again, you know, Dante and Luigi's I liked. I got no problem with them. My favorite place, of course.
They like their steak. I mean, a lot of people serve steaks like you didn't like Peter Luger's. But a lot of people serve steaks as is. You know,
you had to fucking bring those bastards up.
No, I'm just saying that in general. You know what I mean? Like steak people.
This guy goes, well, we've aged bacon. I don't care if you've aged it in virgin purified vaginal oil from fucking Mars. I don't give a fuck what it's aged in. It can be aged in gold, mummy teeth, beaver jizz. I don't care. If I am paying $80 for a fucking steak and I say to you, medium, give me my fucking steak. No, we can't do that. No, but you'll serve me a fucking 25-pound slice of bacon.
I thought they served it medium.
Do what?
I thought they served it medium.
Yeah, I asked for medium well.
Well, no wonder why.
Yeah. But I usually eat it medium in general. But like when I'm trying a new place, I don't like to fuck with that. I don't know if they're washing their hands. I don't know what the fuck they're doing in that place. For all I know, they dropped it in the shitter and pulled it out and says, well, nobody will notice.
Medique says Peter Luger's is trash.
I hate that. I love their bacon, but I don't like, and the atmosphere at Peter Luger's is like, oh, seating for 5 in the north.
Yeah, I can't take that shit.
Go fuck yourself. Give me a seat. Then there's another place.
Capitol Grill. That's a big steakhouse.
Then there's another fucking jerk off place that the fucking lawyer took me to in fucking Queens, where I walk in, tracksuit and a hat. Sir, you must remove your hat. What? Go fuck yourself. I'm not taking my hat off. Who's it going to fucking bother? And I look in her and I say that and I look around and go, oh, okay, I get it now. And I had a flashback to that Sopranos scene.
Yeah, the hot dogs.
Where he's complaining about the fucking hat. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Sonny Francis. Yeah, not a problem.
What? Will Hildebrand says medium well. You're a Neanderthal.
Yeah. No, I don't like Peter Luger's service. I like the service at the Saloon. I just didn't like the steak. But if I went there and had a bolognese or fucking clams, I'd probably be happy.
I had a Milanese. I think the problem is you just can't order steak anymore.
Unless it's Ruth Chris or I'm making it myself, they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Ruth Chris brings that steak and that motherfucker's sizzling, and you know there's butter and garlic on that bitch, and you're going to eat it. You don't need to add salt. You don't need to add pepper. You just eat the motherfucker. This place, you say medium well, they look at you like you killed a baby.
Ruth Chris is slept on, yo. This steak is slept on, Chris. Jeff. Real.
Have you been to Ruth Chris, Chris?
There's one up here at the casino by my house. I've never been to it, though.
You got to go. Or fuck it, we'll all get in the car. We'll pick up Dean and go to fucking the waterfront in Baltimore.
Yeah, we can do that.
I got in a lot of trouble there. I mean, a lot of trouble there.
Actually.
4 o'clock in the morning. We're going to Philadelphia the next day to pro ice hockey playoffs, right? And we're traveling, but for some reason we stayed in Baltimore overnight. We got to be in We got to be in Philadelphia on Sunday, and the deal was curfew. So they do a bed check at like 11 to make sure you're in bed, ready to play for the playoffs the next day. And of course, we snuck out and we're at some horrendous strip bar where this broad comes out with like this paddle with spikes and is like slapping it off the bar saying, I'm going to spank everybody in this mess. You ain't touching me, bitch. I'm out of here. But of course, she picked like the nerdiest guy on the team who like everybody thought had never been laid or whatever. He was a young kid. So we come into the hotel at 6 a.m., staggering drunk. Coach is like, "Are you guys ready to play?" I'm like, "No."
Not really.
No.
Not
But
really.
everybody's puking on the bench halfway through the game. It was awful. And we won, but yeah.
Best steak I had, I was in Denver with meet my buddy Jason Moore and Capitol Grill. You heard of that? Capitol Grill.
I have heard of the Capitol Grill, and I'll tell you something about it. Colorado is considered the Midwest, right?
Sort, not quite.
Northern.
Sort of.
Okay. The Midwest has the best beef I've ever had in my life. Chicago, Indiana, fucking the beef is incredible. I don't know what the fuck. You know what it is? Probably because they eat grains and shit, and like we get the nuclear shit in here in New York.
Who knows? I heard of that Kobe beef, but they had when I was out there, John Elway had a steakhouse, and so did Michael or that Shanahan, the coach or the former coach.
What's that? Have you heard of Wagyu? What the fuck is Wagyu?
I don't know, but that I saw it on the menu out there, and that shit was like $150 a steak.
Yeah, Phil fucking gets Wagyu beef all the time, and I see his videos. And so one day I texted him, I said, "What the fuck is Wagyu?" He goes, "Brother, you have not had Wagyu. You don't know what you're missing." And I'm like, he's got like 12 Wagyu burgers, and it cost him like $600. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like that burger better blow me.
Just like butter.
If you could do this, I don't know how to do the computer shit. Type in on YouTube, bring a video up, Asians massaging cow, and you'll see how they get the beef. It's hilarious.
No, I've seen it before. They're massaging cows.
They're doing this to the cows, all these little Asians, and then they have this big ass fucking bottle of something with alcohol and beer, and they're fucking bonging.
You really watched some interesting material, Mr. Gorky.
I just found it one day.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I'm not laughing at your story, Chris, but
Dean, I'm serious. If Jeff could bring, I typed it in about
all right,
how
just to humor you, Chris. What do I need to type in?
I'm laughing. What if it's really just a fat person and an Asian person just massaging?
Nah, you'll see. Because you know how alcohol relaxes your body, and then the massage loosens your muscles. Where do you see this shit? Asians massaging cows.
That was a bad mistake because I don't want to tell you what just pulled up.
Oh yeah, no, fucking fuck, man.
I have Kobe beef steaks where they're feeding the cows beer.
That's it. That's got to be it. This may be, this may be how Kobe beef is made. That's what it says.
Hold on, let me pull this.
It's one of them.
I just
watch how this fucking thing happens. This is how they get it so. All
right, you ready? All right, let me. Oh, what the fuck is it? The ass end.
And then they start beer bonging the fucking thing to relax its muscles. Look at that. Like this is a whole farm dedicated to.
Oh, nut on broccoli.
Their happy hours must be the best, yo.
Look at this.
Yeah, but then they don't show you putting a gun to their head and killing them.
And then they have a big ass bottle of fucking. Look at that.
What?
They're beer bonging the fucking cow.
That shit looks inhumane.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's so. If you wonder how Kobe beef, that's how Kobe beef.
He's getting it drunk.
Oh yeah, that looks humane.
That's humane.
Oh my god, the shit you have me watching at night.
Yeah, man. Well, how about when you were on a live?
Hold on, I don't know how to get rid of this fucking thing. As the World Turns is coming on.
How about when you were on a live with Angel and Lee and a couple others, and I sent you the one video of I can't say it, man.
Nothing will top the night the guy came on and showed his prick.
No, that's rectum, man. That's fucking nutsack, man. Well, at least you're
Whoever
having
did that
fun
got fucking
tonight.
balls, yo.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Oh God, I saw this. Did I? So this is not fun.
Wait, Jeff, was it a surprise to you though? Like you were surprised when it popped up?
Well, you didn't even know what the fuck it was.
I didn't know what it was because he was so close to his nuts that I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I see a hand. I'm like, what is that? Everybody's screaming, it's a cock, it's a cock. And I'm like, what is that? Then I see his tallywhacker and I'm like, oh, okay.
His tallywhacker.
Yo, chill.
But that's how I bet you see, and that's why you got to get the beef from like Japan in Asia, because they're probably not, I don't know, they're probably not allowed to do that shit to it in America. There's probably some kind of rules against that.
New listener came here after seeing Abuse Nadu. Well, I offered Nadu the opportunity to come on. I understand if he doesn't want to. I'm not trying to like criticize the guy or make fun of him. I just want to know what led him to that summation that Anthony Center was a rat. That's all. It's all good. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what he said.
Wait, he said that?
Yeah. He said
that
that
30 fucking years in prison is a rat. Is he crazy?
He said that the bodies were a result of I would play. I have the clip, but I don't want to play it because he'll probably get mad. But I am gonna play it just because I want people to understand that I'm not inventing this, that this actually was sort of said. So let me and
just to make it clear, he's not going after Nadu.
Yeah, Jeff, I'm not going after you. I just want to make sure I'm not misquoting. Okay, so
just trying to understand where you're coming off.
As of this week, serial killer Anthony Center will be released federal prison custody. How exactly is this possible? What exactly has Anthony Center done? Why is the parole commission all of a sudden care about it? I'm going to tell you why I think next. Why some of this, I believe, could have something to do with what we saw yesterday. You don't just get out of prison after killing 50 probably people in your life. This doesn't happen. This shit doesn't happen. I'm going to talk more about all that in just a second.
So basically what he was inferring is that Anthony Center gave up the location of the bodies and that's why he got out. But does he not realize that this was a sentencing issue? And like, once again, I go back to, why would he talk now? Why not give that information up immediately 30 years ago?
Well,
I don't believe it.
All he's doing is just something to put for a good story to have a show.
Oh, I get being salacious and I get clickbaiting. I totally understand that. But like Tim, I am getting your emails. I just don't respond to everything, but I do get your emails. But my whole thing is like, if you just take the mob genre out of it for a second, just common sense. Why would, first of all, if the feds are going to, let's pretend what he just said is accurate. The feds aren't going to give him a deal till they find a body.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to say, okay, you can get out. If we don't find anything, not a big deal. So I don't know why he said that. And I'll drop the link again. I'm not trying to fight with the guy. I would like to know why he thinks that would be a valuable or a valid, plausible excuse. And I got to be honest with you. I think he hurt himself credibility wise saying that.
Credibility? He never had no credibility.
Well, listen, I'm trying to be fair. Why would you say that? People come to you for information. People come to you to hear sort of what's being said. Why would you say something like that? That's going to completely dismantle anybody listening to anything you say from here on out. I don't understand it. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just asking an honest question.
Oh God,
just making shit up. That's all. some people just be making shit up.
It's just for a story, man. It's
Like, hey Jeff, do they not understand some of these people got like family members and you fucking with their reputation? Like, they don't understand that.
I think a lot of people, and I think in the early days, to be fair, I'll include myself in this. Just to be fair, I think a lot of people forget that just because you do a podcast or you write articles or you call yourself a journalist or whatever the case may be, doesn't mean you can't be touched. And that's it's that. And I think at the end of the day, I think anybody, the way it was put to me by one of them was Joey Merlino. Okay. The other, I'm not going to mention. They said to me, your real friends know who you are, know what you're all about. Who gives a fuck what anybody has to say otherwise? Because their opinion don't matter at the end of the day. I just think that when you're going to call yourself a history podcast, you're going to be accurate. Why would you go that route? I mean, if he's trying to get views and likes, I get it.
That's all it is. It's,
you know,
I think he likes to set the stage of throwing all these. Okay, here's a couple big juicy stories that are happening. Now, I don't know really what's going on with them, but let's just set the stage and say, could it have been this? Could it have been that? You know, it's kind of like when he was suggesting, could John Gotti have killed Frank DeChico maybe? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, he just throws, he just gives people something to chew on and try to, like, you know, get them thinking to get, oh, wow, maybe it's that. You know what I mean? Even as dumb as it might sound, but I mean, he suggested Frank, like maybe John Gotti killed Frank DeChico, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? He just
I understand it. I just think it just gets to the point where I thought I had heard it all until today. And somebody reached out and said, are you listening to this? I said, no, I don't really watch any of this mob genre shit anymore. He's like, no, you got to listen to this. Cause I knew Anthony. And when I heard that, I said, oh, and then he continued on. Hey, so I don't want anybody to think I only played a segment. Like, that's the only segment I kept that was worthwhile. I just, other than being salacious and wanting attention, I don't know why anybody would do that.
Do I need to listen to that bullshit, Jeff?
Do what?
Do I need to listen to it?
I mean, if you want to go listen to it, you're certainly entitled to.
You just summed it up.
I think it's just, I mean, think about it. Think of Maury Povich or think about Jerry Springer. When they go to a hard break, right? They're like, and when we come back, we're going to talk about why Michael cheated on Bonnie and someone named Chris. Automatically, everybody's assume it's some kind of homosexual thing going on, right? That's what I think he was trying to do.
That's what he did. Yeah, it's
just keep people invested. But the problem is that's just not even in the realm of feasibility. And if he'd have read this indictment that we went through tonight, he would understand that. But these guys don't read indictment paperwork at all. None of them.
Well, that's the thing I was going to say. Like, how many, and I've said it a million times, how many of these other mob content guys go through paperwork like you? I mean, maybe a few, you know, maybe Jake a little bit, and then I don't know who else, but not many, you know.
I know Jake does, because Jake every once in a while finds a gem and he's like, did you see this? And I'm like, no. But I think that's why I said with this indictment, and I may have a screenshot of the indictment. No, I thought I did, but no, I mean, that's the whole thing. When you read an indictment, you look at what they're charged with, and then it matches up with all of a sudden this weird investigation that's going on in upstate New York that has everything to do with this indictment, you know?
Yeah. And then you take it to a whole other level of what makes sense in it, what doesn't, connecting the dots, but you connect the dots in a more common sense way, though. Like, it's, you know, other people are just kind of like, what's a good story to throw out there?
I just don't get how he be really believing this shit. Like, you just make anything up and believe it.
Well, and that's a large part of what's happened the last couple of years in the genre is that you have your Gunnar Lindblums of the world, who are completely fraudulent guys who tell a narrative, and then you get Sal Polizzi, who tells a fucking narrative. You have Bobby Luisi, who just said on oh, you ready for this, Dean? You're gonna love this
I
one.
heard this one, yeah.
Bobby Luisi has told the people at Netflix he was the underboss of the patriarchal crime family.
When was this?
That's what I would like to know, because last I heard, half his family got whacked by the patriarchas. He got chased, and he ends up in Philly.
Why do they keep putting Sal Polizzi on there? Like, I never understood. Why do they keep putting him on every mob?
Listen,
Gotta find someone.
the guy got a charge that was related to organized crime, and that makes him a valuable. I'll tell you a good one. You guys want a good one? So I know an individual in Europe who is the head of an organization. Doesn't matter what organization it is. Chris, I probably have talked to you about this guy before. He said, here's what's funny. He goes, John A. Late was recently on a documentary about a narco trafficker named Klaus. He goes, how in the hell would John A. Late know anything about this guy or be around him? He goes, I know him. And then he sent me photos of this guy with this guy. It says he has no idea what he's talking about. They'll bring on anybody, Ruggiano. They will bring on anybody who has some sort of organized crime rap sheet to talk about this guy. Like, what the fuck does Ruggiano know about Pablo Escobar?
I'm glad you said that. I wanted to ask you,
Nothing.
how could he know shit when he was a little ass kid that
Right.
grown-ups talking about?
Right.
Grown ass men with stature. Why the fuck would they be talking around a 7-8-year-old kid about murders and shit and drugs?
Right. So the documentary on Netflix is called How to Be a Boss. It just came out. It's 6 different episodes, I think. Watch the Pablo Escobar episode. When it says Bobby Luisi, former underboss of the patriarchs, I about puked all over myself. I couldn't believe it. I could not fucking believe it.
Was he involved with the as like even?
They
an
didn't want him. They
associate
chased
with
him. They didn't want him around.
So he wasn't even like an associate, really.
No.
Nothing.
Fringe asshole. Then he ends up with Philly, which I have some interesting stories about him that I could tell that he might not like.
Well,
but-
he didn't last long there either, right?
Well, no, his statement is he was in Philly, he's selling drugs, whatever, and he turns a rat. But what he says to everybody is, I didn't tell on my friends in South Philadelphia. That's because you had nothing on them, because if you did, you would have told them everything. Like, it's as simple as that. You know, and it just seems like these